this time I'm back with a book review, but this time it's the first book read by the Banging Book Club. I'm so excited to do this. Now, if you don't know what the Banging Book Club is, it's a book club created by Hannah Witten, Lena Norms, and Lucy Moon. And they're all three very talented YouTubers, so I will leave their links in the description box and you can go check them out because I love their videos. And what's so special about this book club is that all the books have the topic of sex. And I don't know if I've told you this on my YouTube channel yet, but I love the subject of sex. It's probably one of my favorite subjects and topics to read about because I think it's been such a taboo for so long. I find it super duper interesting. During the month of January we were reading Asking for It by Louise and I finished it in like a day. I cried and it was just a really good book. Now, I don't want to talk a whole lot about the plot of the book because I figured it's best if you just go read it yourself. But it's basically about this 18-year-old girl named Emma and her experience with sexual assault. And this book really moved me, it gripped me, and after that first chapter of where the sexual assault is initially described, I just started crying and I couldn't stop reading it. As with all bad things in life, I sort of stuck to it and wished for a happy ending, but this book showed me that with the case of rape, we don't always have a happy ending, do we? I read a review of Asking for It saying they didn't like the book because Emma is not a likable character. Sure, Emma is not a very likable character, but I think she is a very realistic approach to an insecure teenager. Having been an insecure teenager myself at one point, I can recognize this behavior in a lot of girls around me, and I think Emma doesn't need to be likable because we can all see that she's insecure, and insecure people do things that secure people wouldn't necessarily do. And if you look at Emma, she has been told throughout all of her life that she basically just has one asset, and that's being pretty. As someone actually mentions in the book, Emma is pretty, but she's boring, and this sentence defines her every move. Every thought, every action, everything she does is motivated by her clinging on to this image of her being the pretty one, and she does this because I think that without it, she thinks that she wouldn't be anything. But she constantly also tries to prove to others that she isn't boring. So when they tell her to do something and to not be such a bore, she will immediately challenge that and fall to group pressure. She is not boring, she is not what they think. Now, the issue of sexual assault is one that I feel very deeply and passionate about, and it's definitely something that makes me realize that the world is not an equal place. And I so wish it would be. If we take a look at what's happening around us today, we can see that rape is still there a lot of the times. If we take Köln during New Year's Eve, for example, that was actual organized sexual assault on women. And after that incident, it came to light that a similar thing had actually happened here in Sweden, where I live. And it had happened during a youth festival back in 2014, a youth festival that I actually held an event at during the same year. And apparently Stockholm City had kept this a secret up until now. And in connection to this, I turned on the television and the news is on, and there's two women from two different political parties in Sweden, and they're having a debate. And the debate is about the rape culture, and it's about what motivates someone to rape someone. One of them thinks that it's not just a man thing, she is describing that it's a culture thing. So we should acknowledge that people from different cultures might not be as far ahead in the equality stage that we are. The other woman is saying that it's not a culture thing, it's just simply a man thing. And while watching that debate, I just couldn't help but shake my head because the world is not black nor white, and it's not just one thing that will make you a rapist. If you look at it more clearly, there's a lot of factors that could be at play in the making of a rapist. It could be where you come from, how you were raised, past experiences, what you've been educated upon, as well as your position of power in a patriarchal society. So there's a lot of different factors at play, and just minimizing it to two different aspects, I just think that that's not what we need to be discussing here. Stockholm City kept this quiet for a long time, and maybe they were doing it in order to protect the victims, but by protecting the victims, they were also protecting the people doing the bad deed or doing the crime. And maybe that's what the debate should have been about. Maybe we should discuss what is happening to these women and how we can prevent it from happening again. And all this just shows me that books like Asking for It is still really important today. That was everything I had for today. I really enjoyed this book. I recommend it. It's a heavy, gripping read, but if you're up for it, you should definitely read it. I'm so excited for the Banging Book Club. I'm so excited to be reading the next book for the month of February. If you like this video, don't forget to comment and like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye!
Shadows settle on the place that you left. Our minds are troubled by